What if that healthy granola you eat for breakfast contains more sugar than a candy bar? What if those protein bars you grab for snacks are spiking your blood sugar higher than a slice of cake? What if the diet sodas you drink thinking they're safe are actually making your diabetes worse? If you have diabetes and you're eating these foods thinking they're helping you, you need to stop immediately. The shocking truth is that food companies have been lying to diabetics for decades, slapping sugar-free and diabetic-friendly labels on products that are literally poison for people with blood sugar issues. Even doctors here in America are starting to realize they've been giving deadly advice to their diabetic patients. Today I'm exposing the 5 most dangerous health foods that are secretly destroying your pancreas and keeping your blood sugar dangerously high. Just hit the like button because this information could save your life. And stay with me until the end because I'll reveal the hidden ingredients that food companies use to spike your blood sugar without you knowing. I'm about to reveal the first major threat, and this will truly shock you because you probably ate it for breakfast today. Our first dangerous food is granola and muesli. These are marketed as healthy choices in the breakfast aisle, but they're actually sugar bombs in disguise. Most granola varieties contain 20 to 25 grams of sugar per 100 grams. That's more sugar than a can of soda. What makes it worse is that this sugar hits your bloodstream fast because granolas are typically made from high-heat processed grains with their fiber structure destroyed. Let me tell you a shocking fact. Quaker Oats' famous granola contains 12 grams of sugar per cup. That's 3 teaspoons of sugar. And the portion size they show is half of what a normal person actually consumes. So you're really getting double the sugar. Natural brands like Nature Valley fall into the same trap. They say sweetened with honey, but honey is still a sugar that rapidly spikes blood glucose. So why is granola so dangerous? Now, I'll explain the shocking science behind it. Let's understand why granola is so dangerous. During production, oats and other grains are roasted at high temperatures and coated with honey, syrup, and sugar. This process destroys the grain's natural fiber structure and accelerates sugar absorption. Plus, portion control is nearly impossible because it tastes so good that you end up eating 2 to 3 times more than you think. When I spoke with an American Diabetes Association member, they told me granola is one of the most deceptive foods for diabetics. It looks healthy, but has a worse blood sugar impact than hamburger buns. Research shows that blood sugar can rise to 180 to 200 milligrams DL within 30 minutes of eating granola. That's the danger zone for a typical diabetic. Morning granola is especially harmful. After fasting all night, your body reacts very quickly to the first food. When you eat a high-sugar food like granola, it's very difficult for a body with insulin resistance to handle it. The result? Your blood sugar stays out of control all day long. When I examined the shelves at Target, I saw that almost all granola varieties are sold with heart-healthy labels. But when you look at the nutrition facts in small print, the truth emerges. Sugar content can reach 25%. What does this mean? 1 out of every 4 spoonfuls you eat is pure sugar. But the real scandal is coming now. Even the diabetic-friendly granolas at CVS pharmacies. Even CVS pharmacies carry granola varieties sold as diabetic-friendly. The situation is no different with these. They say no sugar added, but they've added dates, dried fruit, and concentrated fruit juices. All of these have the same blood sugar impact. Here are the most dangerous brands: Quaker Natural Granola, Nature Valley Crunchy, Kind Granola Clusters, and Bare Naked Granola. All of these contain 10 to 15 grams of sugar per serving. Walmart's Great Value brand granola is in the same category. Don't buy it just because it's cheap. It'll cost you dearly for your blood sugar. What should you do instead of granola? Buy plain oatmeal and add small amounts of walnuts, almonds, or chia seeds on top. If you want to sweeten it, use cinnamon. Cinnamon is a natural spice that helps lower blood sugar. And remember, portion control is very important. Even if you're going to eat granola, don't eat more than half a cup. Let me know in the comments which granola variety you used to eat. Are you giving it up now? Granola was shocking, wasn't it? But the second threat is even worse because you drink this by the liter every day thinking it's safe. The second major threat is diet sodas and sugar-free beverages. These drinks that you confidently consume because you see the sugar-free label can actually be more dangerous for your blood sugar than regular soda. Because artificial sweeteners disrupt your body's insulin mechanism and increase insulin resistance in the long term. Popular brands like Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and Pepsi Max use artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and asulfame K. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that people who drink 2 diet sodas daily have a 67% increased risk of type 2 diabetes. That's a very serious number. So the thing you're drinking is sugar-free is actually making you more diabetic. Now, I'm going to explain how aspartame wreaks havoc in your body. And once you learn this truth, you'll never drink diet soda again. Let's understand how aspartame works. When it enters your body, it breaks down into 3 different chemicals: aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methanol. Methanol converts to formaldehyde in the body. Yes, the same chemical used in embalming fluid. This creates oxidative stress in pancreatic cells and disrupts insulin production. Another problem is the phantom sweet response. When your brain tastes sweetness, it prepares to secrete insulin, but when no real sugar comes, the system gets confused. The result: increased sweet cravings, uncontrollable appetite, and blood sugar fluctuations. Walmart's great value diet sodas cause the same problem. Because they're cheap, they're consumed more, but they contain higher amounts of artificial sweeteners. Especially the asulfame K ratio is 30% higher than name brands. Crystal Light, Mayo, and similar water enhancers are also in this category. You say just a few drops in water, but when you use it 3 to 4 times a day, you're consuming significant amounts of artificial chemicals. These also increase insulin resistance. Even the Xavier sodas sold at Target labeled diabetic-friendly. This will really shock you. Even Xavier sodas sold at Target with diabetic-friendly labels are problematic. They use stevia, which is natural, but it still affects the ghrelin hormone in your blood. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone. If you're constantly feeling hungry, these drinks could be the reason. Sugar-free sports drinks sold in the pharmacy section at CVS are also dangerous. You think brands like Gatorade Zero and Powerade Zero provide electrolytes, but their sucralose content is very high. One study showed that sucralose can reduce beneficial gut bacteria by up to 50%. Healthy gut bacteria are critical for blood sugar control. Here's the list of most harmful drinks. Diet Coke, 39 milligrams aspartame daily. Pepsi Max, 41 milligrams. Coke Zero Sugar, 58 milligrams. And Diet Dr. Pepper, 44 milligrams. These numbers are for a single can. If you drink 2 to 3 cans daily, you exceed the FDA's safe limit. When I spoke with a diabetes specialist, they told me, I see a 0.5 to 1 point drop in HbA1c in half of my patients after they quit diet soda, just by changing their beverage. This is a very important observation. What should you drink instead of diet sodas? Plain water is best, but if you want to change the taste, add real lemon, cucumber, or mint. Sparkling water is also a good alternative. Brands like LaCroix and Perrier use no artificial sweeteners at all. Write soda in the comments below and tell us which diet drink you're giving up. Let's support each other. But now comes the third deception that will absolutely shock you because it's marketed specifically to health-conscious people. The third major deception is protein bars and fitness snacks. These are heavily consumed by people who exercise and try to eat healthy, but most are actually sugar bombs. Especially seniors fall into this trap thinking, I need protein. Popular brands like Quest Bar, Kind Bar, and Cliff Bar write high protein, low sugar, but the reality is different. Quest Bar has 4 grams of sugar, but 21 grams of total carbohydrates. What's the remaining 17 grams? Sugar derivatives hidden under names like tapioca fiber and soluble corn fiber. Here are the hidden sugar sources in these bars: brown rice syrup, tapioca syrup, inulin, maltodextrin, and glycerin. All of these rapidly spike blood sugar but aren't labeled as sugar. It's a very sneaky game. Walmart's great value protein bars are among the most dangerous. One bar contains 18 grams of sugar. That's 4.5 teaspoons of sugar. And the portion size is small. So if you eat two, you've consumed 9 teaspoons of sugar. Power Bar and Cliff Bar, the so-called energy bars, are even worse. And what I'm about to tell you will change how you see these healthy snacks forever. Power Bar and Cliff Bar, marketed as energy bars, are even worse. Cliff Bar contains 20 grams of sugar, more than a regular chocolate bar. They deceive you by calling them athlete food when they're really just sugary snacks. Even Atkins bar is sold at CVS pharmacies with diabetic protein bar. Labels are problematic. They use maltitol, an artificial sugar alcohol. Maltitol's blood sugar impact is 75% that of regular sugar. So it says sugar-free but actually acts like sugar. Kind bars look natural, but are full of honey. Honey is also sugar, and because it's high in fructose, it's more harmful to the liver. A Kind bar contains 5 grams of honey, which rapidly spikes blood sugar. RX bars sold at Target say, just real food, but are sweetened with dates. 3 to 4 dates are added to one bar, which equals 15 to 16 grams of natural sugar. Being natural doesn't mean it's harmless. Another problem with these bars is portion deception. Most are labeled as 2 servings, but are produced in a size meant to be eaten in one sitting. Pay attention when reading label information. You might be getting twice the values you see. So what should you eat instead? I'm about to give you real protein alternatives that won't spike your blood sugar. Instead of protein bars, turn to real protein sources. A handful of raw almonds provides 6 grams of protein and contains only 1 gram of natural sugar. A hard-boiled egg gives 6 grams of protein and 0 grams of sugar. String cheese provides 8 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. Homemade alternative. Mix 1 cup raw almonds, 2 tablespoons chia seeds, and 1 tablespoon cocoa powder. Add a little water and shape into balls. Store in the refrigerator. It's sugar-free, protein-packed, and a real snack. If you absolutely must buy something ready-made, choose sugar-free meat products like Epic Provisions beef jerky or Country Archer turkey jerky. These contain only protein, no sugar at all. Write protein in the comments and tell us which bar you're giving up. Now, what if I told you that the yogurt you eat every morning as healthy actually contains as much sugar as ice cream? Now I'm going to reveal the 4th major threat, and it will really surprise you. The 4th threat is healthy yogurts and dairy products. Products labeled low-fat and Greek yogurt are extremely deceptive. The food industry has doubled the sugar while reducing fat because they can't sell tasteless products. Here are the shocking facts. Yoplait light yogurt contains 10 grams of sugar more than regular yogurt. 80% of products labeled light have increased sugar content. Even Danone's Too Good yogurt, marketed as healthy, contains 3 grams of sugar per serving. Chobani's fruit varieties contain 15 to 18 grams of sugar. That's almost 4 teaspoons of sugar. Walmart's Great Value Greek Yogurt Vanilla variety contains 12 grams of sugar. I'd say buy the plain one, but be careful. Even many plain varieties contain hidden sugar sources. Things called natural flavoring are usually sugar derivatives. Target's Oikos 000 claims 3 zeros. 0 sugar, 0 fat, 0 artificial sweeteners, but this is completely false. They use stevia and monk fruit. While these don't directly affect blood sugar, they stimulate the ghrelin hormone in your brain, creating constant hunger. And now the most dangerous part about yogurt that even doctors don't know. CVS pharmacies sell Activia yogurts with diabetic-friendly labels that are also problematic. They say probiotic, but they contain inulin fiber. Inulin is a prebiotic that converts to sugar in the intestines. So you're indirectly consuming sugar. Especially dangerous ones include Danone Light and Fit, contains sucralose and isulfame potassium. Yoplait Whips, 12 grams sugar plus artificial sweetener mixture. And Go-Gurt Kids yogurts, 18 grams sugar, more than regular soda. Don't trust organic labeled yogurts either. Stonyfield Organics fruit chunk varieties contain 16 grams of sugar. Being organic doesn't mean sugar-free. Organic sugar is still sugar. Here's the big deception. The fruits in fruit chunked yogurts are actually preserved with sugar syrup. They're not real fruit, but sugary fruit flavoring. In your plate strawberry yogurt, the actual strawberry content is less than 2%. The rest is red dye and sugar. Another danger in dairy products is the fat-free trap. Drinking skim milk is more harmful than regular milk because when fat is removed, protein and calcium absorption is impaired. Plus, you don't feel satisfied, so you consume more. Curiosity hook. And now I'm going to tell you about the much more dangerous fifth product. You'll be truly shocked when you hear it because 90% of us have it at home. The safest options. Choose plain, full-fat, sugar-free Greek yogurt. Brands like Phage Total Plain, Too Good Plain, Sugar-Free Version, Siggy's Plain or Stonyfield Organic Plain are safe. Add cinnamon, raw almonds, walnuts, or chia seeds on top. If you want sweetness, use a little stevia, but not artificial sweeteners. Homemade alternative. Make yogurt at home with full-fat milk. It's very easy. Heat 1 liter of milk to 43 degrees Celsius. Mix in 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt. Let it sit in a thermos for 8 hours. You'll get real yogurt with no additives. Write yogurt in the comments and tell us which brand you're giving up. And now I'm revealing the fifth and perhaps most shocking threat. This product looks so healthy that even doctors recommend it. But once you learn the truth, you'll never buy it again. The fifth major threat is whole wheat breads, flours, and ready mixes. These are sold with whole wheat labels, but the hidden sugar sources they contain can be more dangerous than regular white bread. Here's the big deception. 70% of breads labeled whole wheat bread use refined flour, white flour. They just sprinkle bran powder on top and sell it as whole wheat. Even King Arthur's whole wheat flour contains 30% white flour. The situation is the same with Gold Medal all-purpose flour's whole wheat version. Walmart's Wonder Bread whole grain contains these ingredients: enriched wheat flour, white flour, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, honey. 3 out of the first 4 ingredients are sugar derivatives. How can this be healthy bread? Target's Nature's Own whole wheat bread contains 4 grams of sugar per slice. If you eat 2 slices, you've consumed 8 grams of sugar. That's 2 teaspoons of sugar. Plus, its glycemic index is almost the same as white bread. But the worst part is coming now. Even special breads sold at CVS pharmacies with diabetic bread labels have a glycemic index of 71 to 75. Regular bread is 70, so there's no difference at all. Pepperidge Farm's 15-grain bread says it contains 15 different grains, but the main ingredient is still enriched wheat flour. The total proportion of 15 grains is less than 5%. The rest is processed white flour. Dave's Killer Bread says organic and protein-rich, but contains molasses, cane sugar, and organic honey. They've used 3 different types of sugar. 1 slice contains 5 grams of sugar. Ready pancake and waffle mixes are even worse. Aunt Jemima's complete mix contains 14 grams of sugar per serving. Even Bisquick's Heart Smart version contains 8 grams of sugar. They market it for heart health, but it's poison for blood sugar. King Arthur's gluten-free flour mixes are also deceptive. Gluten-free doesn't mean sugar-free. They use rice flour and potato starch, which have a higher glycemic index than white sugar. So what will you do? Will you never eat bread again? Of course not. Now I'm going to tell you the real solutions. The safest alternatives. Use almond flour, coconut flour, and flaxseed meal. These have a glycemic index below 15. Ezekiel 4-9 bread really uses whole grains with no artificial sugar, but it's expensive and hard to find everywhere. Homemade is better. Mix 2 cups almond flour, 4 eggs, 1 teaspoon baking powder. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 25 minutes. Base Culture's paleo bread is also safe but pricey. Alternatively, Joseph's lavash bread is low in carbohydrates. Only 4 grams net carbs per slice. Cauliflower bread is also a good choice. Outer Isle and Cauliflower Foods brands are reliable. You can find them at Walmart too. And now comes the most important part. What will happen when you give up these 5 products? The results will amaze you. Write bread in the comments and tell us which bread brand you used. I was going to end with 5 products, but I have to add one more because this 6th product is destroying more diabetics than all the others combined. The 6th hidden danger is coffee creamers and flavored beverages. These seem innocent, just a splash in your coffee, but they're liquid sugar bombs that spike your blood sugar multiple times per day. Coffee Mate's original creamer contains high fructose corn syrup as the second ingredient. 1 tablespoon contains 5 grams of sugar, and most people use 2 to 3 tablespoons per cup. That's 15 grams of sugar in your morning coffee alone. International Delight's flavored creamers are even worse. Their vanilla caramel flavor contains 6 grams of sugar per tablespoon. If you drink 3 cups of coffee daily with 2 tablespoons each, you're consuming 36 grams of sugar, more than a can of Coke. Dunkin' Donuts bottled iced coffees contain 25 to 30 grams of sugar per bottle. Starbucks Frappuccino bottles have 32 grams. These aren't coffee, they're liquid candy. Even sugar-free creamers use artificial sweeteners that trigger insulin responses. Sugar-free Coffee Mate contains sucralose and asulfame potassium, the same chemicals destroying your gut bacteria. The solution: use heavy cream, 1 gram sugar per ounce, or unsweetened almond milk. Add cinnamon for natural flavor without the blood sugar spike. When you eliminate these 6 foods, your blood sugar will drop noticeably within 2 to 3 weeks. Write in the comments which product surprised you the most. In my next video, I'll reveal natural blood sugar lowering foods. Don't forget to subscribe.